In today's video, I want to cover a story that happened out in Aurora, Colorado, where a heating and air system actually fell from the ceiling. 6 people were injured in a resort called the Gaylord Rockies Resort and Convention Center. And I didn't rush to do a video on this because I wanted to see how things were going to shake out, see if there was going to be any more news that came out about this. And unfortunately, during the making of this video, it doesn't seem like any more information has. What happened at this resort was there was a bunch of people in the pool area, and the heating and air system and a bunch of the ductwork literally fell from the ceiling. It was raining from the ceiling onto these people below. 2 of these people were reported to be critically injured after it happened. And again, I wanted to see if those folks were going to be okay and see what happened. And I have not been able to find out any more information. So I wanted to do this video to see if there's something that you could take away from this and cover it. So that way, if you're in the market for a heating and air system and you're getting things done, or you already have a system installed, but you want to make sure something like this never happens to you, we want to cover this. So this article I found says authorities received multiple calls around 10 a.m. about the HVAC system collapse, and inside the pool area there were 50 to 100 guests estimated to be in that pool area at the time. Fire officials arrived on the scene minutes later, and again, there were several people injured and hurt that were taken to the hospital. So we wish those folks the best. I hope that they are okay. In this article that I'm reading here says a spokesperson from the resort said, quote, "We are devastated by this traumatic incident on Saturday. Our top priorities were to support emergency responders and render assistance to those directly impacted, and we're very grateful to the Aurora Fire Department for their swift actions. Moving forward, we are focused on helping our affected guests and associates, and we are working with the appropriate experts to conduct a thorough investigation." And that quote comes from a lady named Deanne French. She's a spokesperson from the resort. But there's a few things with this. So first of all, why did it happen? And they have not come out yet and said why it happened. As someone that's been in the trades, that has been on construction sites and things like that, whenever there's been incidents in the past, usually OSHA pays the site a visit and investigates. I have not seen any articles on that, and I actually saw one article where it was actually a newscast where they were basically saying that, you know, the Division of Public Works conducted more than 60,000 inspections at the resort, and they went over who the heating and air company was and all this stuff. So I think there will be a chance that there's folks suing different people, and there's going to be people blaming different people. I would love to know why this actually happened. I would like someone other than the resort to look into why this happened and get to the bottom of what made the unit collapse. Was it a failure of something that was installed? Was it something that was not installed properly? Was it something, I heard one guy say one night when I was discussing this on one of our live videos. If you haven't seen one of my live videos, we usually go live every Tuesday night here on this YouTube channel. But one of the guys on there was saying that being in a pool area, it's possible that it was exposed to conditions, you know, a humid room where there's a pool and such. And you got to make sure that it's properly secured and such because of that. You can't just use the materials that you're used to using in a non-humid environment, if that makes sense. Maybe you're going to use different materials, different ways of doing it and such, so this doesn't happen. And it says that the resort was opened in 2018, so it's been a few years since this was installed. It obviously didn't fall over those years. So, you know, there's a couple different ways that this could be looked at. Is this something that maybe it was installed properly, but it wasn't maintained properly? Who knows? I'd love to find out more of that. And again, that's what I was kind of hoping to find out. This second article I found says, unlike transportation disasters, no public investigation is required, but the resort owners, Ryman Hospitality Properties, will review what happened. That, says the building engineer, will likely include contractors and design companies, including subcontractors. And it goes on to talk about people that are going to be suing each other and settlements and things like that. But again, that's part of this. Why did this happen? And I think the other thing to maybe touch on if you're watching this video is, What can you take from it? Is this something that is possible in your home? Is there maybe some things, maybe you've got a unit that's up higher? We've seen houses that maybe they'll have an outdoor unit on wall brackets. Maybe they'll have suspended ductwork. Maybe they'll have a unit that's in an attic that, what if it were to fall through the attic? Things like that. So I think the thing that I would say to you, if you're watching this video and you're concerned and you just want to make sure that nothing like this were to happen to you, is if you do have any of those situations where maybe even something's above you or occupants in the home above your head and you're worried about something falling, is number one, whether it was installed properly or not from the get-go, to have that stuff maintained and checked over regularly. That way, if somebody were to say, hey, yes, it was installed properly, but I'm seeing a failure here, I'm seeing a corrosion, I'm seeing parts that are failing because of the environment or the situation or whatever, so that way this doesn't happen to you. And the other thing I would just kind of throw out there is just don't cut corners on a lot of this stuff. So if you're having a system installed, make sure you hire a professional. You get multiple quotes, you get multiple opinions on how to do things, and you make sure that you are doing everything right. If it requires pulling a permit and having it inspected, make sure you do that. And I think that's a lot of the things that are being missed today as we see more and more DIY type products come out. I think there is a danger there. It's not just can the homeowner install it, but are they using the right materials? Are these brands that are marketing DIY stuff, is there a safety aspect there, especially if that unit is mounted on wall brackets outside above an area that someone could walk beneath it, things like that. So obviously this is more of a resort, this is more of a commercial atmosphere, but I do think there are homes, we have customers at Griffin Air where we've got to make sure that everything is safe because of things like this, that maybe something is suspended in the air. Not just having that system maintained from a cleanliness, efficiency standpoint, but also from a safety standpoint. What are your thoughts? Did you hear about this story? Had you heard about it before? I'm curious if you have any thoughts on that, or if you have anything in your home that you're not quite sure about and you are concerned about the safety aspect. I would love to hear about that. Please comment down below. Thanks for watching. Please hit that subscribe button. We'll see you next time.